Hello everyone, welcome to Lukman IS. Today we are going to have the Hindu analysis of 17th October 2020. So let us see which are the important articles in today's The Hindu newspaper. Yes, so largely today's articles relate to our prelims examination. So accordingly we will take input for our examination. Yes, so first article on first page, MSP is key to India's food security, says Prime Minister. Yes, so some key points from this article, like what Prime Minister is talking about here. The context of the article, yes, he was speaking at virtual event to commemorate the 75th anniversary of Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO). So some important points regarding FAO we'll discuss about that. But yes, what he talked about is he reiterated his support for MSP, minimum support prices, and the government procurement of crops at a time when farmers are protesting against the agriculture reforms that they said that endangered the existing system. Recently, we know that 3 farm bills have been passed by the government in the parliament, and yes, some farmers from let's say states like Punjab and Haryana are protesting against these laws by saying that they endangered the existing system of, let's say, procurement, public procurement, or we can say APMC system that is present in the state governments. Also, some states are arguing that it is, let's say, taking away the powers to legislate on the topics which are in state list, like for example agriculture. The new laws to protect the farmers' interest. Yes, the PM says that small farmers used to sell their produce in to the middlemen earlier due to lack of access to mandis. Now the market itself will reach to their doorstep. Okay, the recent reforms aim to make APMC mandis more competitive. Every type of protection to the farmer has been ensured through these reforms. When the Indian farmer is empowered, his income will increase and the campaign against the malnutrition will also gain equal strength. So basically, it will result into food security by ultimately reducing the malnutrition, undernutrition, and the hunger in India. Okay, so ultimately we can say that this is integrated approach by the government. Yes, some important points about FAO. Here, so Food and Agriculture Organization of United Nations, specialized agency of United Nations that leads to international efforts to defeat hunger and improve nutrition and food security. Okay, so what is the motto of FAO? Let there be bread. Okay, so yes, this is the motto, founded in 1945. So this is what we are celebrating the 75th anniversary of FAO. Its headquarters is in Rome, Italy. At present, 197 members. FAO is governed by a biennial conference representing each member country and European Union, which elects 49-member executive council, which implements its decision. Okay. The globally important agriculture heritage system, GIAH, this is important for prelims examination. Partnership initiative of FAO was conceptualized in 2002 during World Summit on Sustainable Development at Johannesburg, South Africa. So 3 recognized GIAH sites in India. Okay, so globally important agricultural heritage system. There are 3 such recognized, FAO recognized GIAH sites. Kuttanad, below sea level farming system of Kerala. Second, Koraput, traditional agriculture of Odisha. And Pampore, saffron heritage of Kashmir. Okay, so these are the 3 globally important, let's say, agricultural heritage system in India recognized by FAO. Okay, so such type of prelims examination question that can be asked on this topic: which of the following agriculture system in India is not recognized under GIAHS of FAO? So as we have seen that first Kuttanad, Koraput and Pampore, all 3 are recognized. This wet rice cultivation of Arunachal Pradesh, this is not yet recognized, though it is, we can say, heritage agriculture system. Fine. Moving on to next article. Yes, global hunger index has been released, and India has again ranked very low, we can say that, in the global fight against the hunger. So India ranks 94 out of 107 countries in the index. So it reflects acute undernutrition according to this index. The situation has worsened in this period. This is the, we can say, the reference period for this global hunger index this year 2015 to 19. Okay. So when the prevalence of child wasting was 17.3% in comparison to previous 4 years when it was 15.1%. So basically child wasting has increased from the previous reference period. So the index is peer reviewed report released annually by Concern Worldwide and Weltenter Life. So yes, these institutions release this peer reviewed report annually, global hunger index. This is very important for our prelims examination, as well as you can use this fact in writing essay paper regarding any social issues, or we can say child related issues, or we can also have this in social justice related question in GS2. Okay, so yes, so it uses 4 parameters to determine its score. Yes, child wasting, child stunting, undernourishment and child mortality. Okay, India fares worst in child wasting, low weight for height, reflecting acute undernutrition, child stunting also, low height for age, reflecting chronic undernutrition, which together make up third of the total score. Okay, so these two are very important. We can say that 1/3 of total, we can say that score is of these two. India has improved in both child mortality rates, which are now 3.7%, and in terms of undernourishment with about 14% of total population which gets insufficient caloric intake. Okay, so इन दोनों में improvement हुआ है, इन दोनों में कम हुआ है. Okay, so globally nearly 690 million people are undernourished according to the report, which warns that COVID-19 pandemic could have affected the progress made reducing hunger and poverty. The world is not on the track to achieve the second sustainable development goal, that is zero hunger by 2030. So that is again important information for prelims examination, sustainable development goals. So there are in total 17 SDGs. वो कौन से हैं उनकी स्टैंडर्ड वेबसाइट पे जाके आपने देखना चाहिए. ठीक है, सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स. So previous ranking of India in 2018, India ranked 103 among 119 countries, and in 2019 1 point, let's say, improvement, 102nd out of 117 countries. Okay, so what was the score this year? Score this year, see here, India 27.2, this is the score. You can see here that China is very well placed with the less than 5 score. Okay, so with low GHI score or low severity, see here, while India is placed in the serious category along with other countries like Pakistan, Afghanistan. You can see here Pakistan is faring well as compared to India when we talk about tackling the hunger. Okay, so these facts should be mentioned whenever you are providing any argument regarding food security and nutrition security in India. So such kind of prelims question we can have here for practice purpose. Global Hunger Index is released annually by FAO. So you may get confused because of, like, food and agriculture is also related to food security and nutrition security. So this is incorrect. We can say that this is released by these organizations. यहाँ पे आपको दिखा है Concern Worldwide and this Welthanger Hull. Okay, so yes, it is very difficult to pronounce. I guess ये German language में ज़रूर हो सकता है. ठीक है, okay. Second statement, it uses 4 parameters to determine score. This is correct statement. In 2020 index, India ranked 94 out of 107 countries. This is also correct statement. You may get confused because of factual information. You may say that this may be incorrect और आप ये 2 only answer mark कर सकते हैं. So major reports और indices में इंडिया का रैंक क्या है वो अच्छी तरह से हमें पिछले 1 साल का तैयार करना है प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन के लिए. Fine. So 2 and 3 is the correct answer. Next. New research sheds light on declining star formation in Milky Way. Now what is this research it is talking about here? Yes. In vital discovery which may help understand the mystery behind declining star formation activity in Milky Way, a team of astronomers from Pune based NCRA, TIFR and RRI Raman Research Institute in Bangalore have used upgraded GMRT, Giant Meter Wave Radio Telescope, which is placed near Pune, okay, to measure the atomic hydrogen content of galaxies seen as they were 8 billion years ago when the universe was young. So galaxies are made of mostly gases and stars, with gas being converted into stars during the life of galaxy. Okay, so largely we can say that this is the hydrogen gas which is very much important here. Okay, so the observed decline in star formation activity could be explained by exhaustion of the atomic hydrogen. Fine. So unlike the stars which emit light strongly at optical wavelength, the atomic hydrogen signal lies in radio wavelength at wavelength of 21 centimeter. And can only be detected with radio telescope जैसे ये GMRT है. Okay, so some basic information about GMRT. बहुत साल पहले ये न्यूज़ में था, अभी न्यूज़ में फिर से आया है because of this discovery. Yes, Giant Meter Radio Telescope Observatory located near Pune, Junnar, Narayangaon in India is array of 30 fully steerable parabolic radio telescopes of 45 meter diameter, operated by National Center for Radio Astrophysics NCRA, Pune में institute है, part of Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Mumbai. One of the aim of telescope during its development was search for highly redshifted 21 centimeter line radiation from primordial neutral hydrogen clouds in order to determine the epoch of galaxy formation in the universe. This is what we were talking about. The researchers were focusing on this radio wavelength. Okay. Yes, in January 2020 it helped in observation of the biggest explosion in the history of universe, the Ophiuchus supercluster explosion. So yes, this is also a recent let's say news, तो इसके लिए आपको prelims के लिए ये भी याद रखना है. Fine. So GMRT. Next, stubble burning. Justice Lokur students to save NCR, National Capital Region. Okay. So former Supreme Court Judge Madan Lokur, helped by student volunteer forces deployed from NCC, National Cadet Corps, NSS, National Service Scheme and Bharat Scouts and Guide, will protect Delhi NCR from pollution caused by stubble burning in neighboring states Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh this winter. Okay, so Supreme Court bench led by Chief Justice of India appointed Justice Lokur as one-man committee to monitor and prevent instances of stubble burning by farmers in these 3 states. Okay, the student forces will patrol highways and fields in 3 states, ensure that no fires are started in fields. Chief secretaries will provide, let's say, all the necessary inputs, facilities to the committee and provide the students, volunteers adequate transportation to aid their vigil. Existing mobile teams and nodal officers of states will report to the committee. Okay, the Supreme Court's own EPCA, Environment Pollution Authority, would consult with the committee on issues related to stubble burning. Okay, why Justice Madan Lokur was chosen for the task, as he had headed the green bench that was monitoring stubble burning for 2 years before his retirement. So yes, he had some kind of experience in this field and therefore he was appointed as one member committee. Okay, so ये development देखो अगले 1-2 महीने तक we need to have follow up on Delhi and NCR region air pollution situation, how it is let's say changing over the period of this 1 or 2 months course, and accordingly there can be question in your examination also. Yes, Russia kicks off Caspian war games. So here Russia is conducting naval exercises in Caspian Sea. Navy had begun military exercises in central waters of Caspian Sea, north of Azerbaijan's capital Baku, insisting that there was no threat to neighboring states as Armenia and Azerbaijan battle over Nagorno-Karabakh region. Now, Nagorno-Karabakh region and recent conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan, that has been discussed in previous lectures. However, this military exercise is taking place in Caspian Sea, and we have to understand here that this organization, Collective Security Treaty Organization, CSTO, that is in news for quite a time now because of this conflict, because Armenia is member of this CSTO, and whenever called upon the help of Russia, the members of this CSTO like Armenia may call the help of Russia in this conflict, and Russia is supposed to help or bound to help Armenia whenever called for help because of external aggression. Okay. So, like this CSTO is Russia-led military alliance of 7 former Soviet states that was created in 2002. The purpose of this CSTO to ensure the collective defense of any member that faces external aggression. Yes, some political scientists call it as Eurasian counterpart of NATO. Current CSTO members are Armenia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russian Federation and Tajikistan. So see here, the map is talking about or showing CSTO members. Okay. So Collective Security Treaty Organization, like North Atlantic Treaty Organization is there of USA and European countries. Okay, so in this manner, these are 7 countries, first Russian Federation and 6 other countries surrounding it, Belarus, Armenia, then Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan. Okay, so these are the 6 countries and Russian Federation is 1. Okay, so 7 countries CSTO members are there. तो आपको ये members कौन से हैं वो भी पता होना चाहिए. Okay, yes, Afghanistan and Serbia hold the observer status in CSTO. Uzbekistan, यहाँ पे आपको दिखाई दे रहा है, Uzbekistan became a CSTO member in 2006 but then withdrew its membership in 2012. Okay, so at present it is not the member. Organization uses rotating presidency system in which state leading the CSTO changes every year. Collective Security Council is the highest body of CSTO, a decision making body we can say that, and comprises the heads of the member states. Fine. So this is the basic information of CSTO. We can expect the question on CSTO because of this conflict also, or yes, this region is pretty much is in news because there are many military exercises. Recently there was military exercise of this CSTO, Indestructible Brotherhood. Name of the exercise Indestructible Brotherhood. ये CSTO की exercise बेलारूस में हुई थी recently. ठीक है, इसी महीने में. Fine. And lastly, we can say on page number 7, a very big article that we can say that in detail article on Saturday comes for a particular issue. This Saturday's article is talking about the traditional toy making industry in India and some important such centers, traditional toy making centers in these 3 states. आंध्र प्रदेश में देखिए कोंडापल्ली एंड इटिकोपक्का, these 2 are there in Andhra Pradesh, Nirmal in Telangana and Channapatna in Karnataka. Okay, So these two are in Andhra Pradesh, one in Telangana and Channapatna in Karnataka. So again, this is important for art and culture purpose. They may give question in prelims examination like Nirmal, Itipakka, Kondapalli, Channapatna are which of the following. So we need to mark the important traditional toy making centers in India. There can be many other options. Okay. So yes. So these are some important articles in today's The Hindu newspaper. Try to take input, make notes for your prelims examination, go into details for, let's say, map marking, mapping type of questions. We talked about the international relation topic at present, the CSTO kind of things. Okay. So for further information on editorial discussion or ED classes, wherein in-depth analysis of mains related articles or issues is done by Ansari sir and team, you can contact Lukman IAS. Thank you.